snipers in Call of Duty Mobile are one of the hardest things to master, especially when you're trying to play aggressive. And I know this because when I was a beginner, I used to miss all my shots or I got destroyed by people using SMGs, which was pretty annoying. But over time, I learned about a lot of new settings and movement that really helped me play more aggressive with a sniper. And I do wish I knew some of these tips and tricks when I was a beginner, because these techniques are definitely needed if you want to become an aggressive sniper. And the most important technique you need to learn if you want to become an aggressive sniper is quickscoping. Now, quickscoping was my weakest point when I first started using a sniper, and that was a very big problem. Because without the proper quickscoping skills, you're not gonna feel confident using your sniper in close range, which is not ideal when you're trying to play aggressive. And that is why to improve your quickscoping skills, you need to use the Agile, Gung-Ho, and High Alert perks, because these are the best perks for quickscoping. You should notice a pretty big difference in your quickscoping when you're using these perks, but these perks are not the only thing that helped me improve my quickscoping. I still needed to find a good sniper build that allowed me to play aggressive. And these are the builds that I found to be the most effective for an aggressive playstyle, and you should use them too according to the sniper you like. But what if I told you that there's a trick for aggressive sniping that's even more powerful than quickscoping? Now, even though I finally learned how to quickscope, I still didn't know where to expect the enemies, which made me die a lot. But there is something that you can do to avoid this problem, and that is lining up your crosshair at common spots. For example, there is usually someone hiding in this corner in raid, or another example would be in this corner in summit, and pre-aiming in these spots will give you an advantage. The reason why you need to do this is because when you're playing aggressive with a sniper, you need to be the first one to spot your enemies, or there's a very high chance that you're gonna get killed by their SMGs, which is very annoying. And along with this, you also need to master your crosshair placement to make sure that you're the one winning the fight, and there's a few ways to do it. Now, I like to place my settings button on the middle of my HUD, which kinda does help me play more aggressive with a sniper. And you can also track bots into training mode to get used to your sensitivity, which is another way of mastering crosshair placement for aggressive sniping. But now it's time to talk about the fun part of playing aggressive with a sniper, and that is the movement. The most popular movement technique for snipers is knife switching, which you can see every snipers do in COD Mobile. Now, knife switching allows you to have a longer slide after shooting with your sniper, which is useful in case you miss a shot. And on top of that, it looks very cool when you're doing it, especially if you're using something like the assault knife, so that's an added bonus. But if you want to do this movement, then you have to use the AM perk instead of the Gung-Ho, because without that perk, knife switching is not gonna work. And there's also a movement called Backslide, which is another powerful movement that you can do. The Backslide movement works very well in close quarter combats because it can throw up the aim of your enemy and make you win the gunfight. Now, to do this movement, first you have to make a slide, and then you have to look 180 degree and make a quickscope and kill your enemy. You can also try doing another movement called dolphin jumping, which is a little more complicated, but if you manage to do it, then it is powerful. But what's even more powerful is changing up your settings if you want to play aggressive. Now, I've discovered a lot of new settings ever since I started using a sniper, and one of them is the realistic scope. Now, the reason why you should turn this setting on is because when you turn this on, you can see through your scope faster, which is going to give you an advantage when you're trying to play aggressive. And this setting applies especially when you're trying to do quickscopes, which is great. Now, remember how we just talked about knife switching? Well, there's a setting for that too, and it's called the quick weapon switch. And when you turn on this setting, it's going to give you a button to switch your weapons, which is going to help you do that movement even faster. And another setting related app you should use for an aggressive playstyle is this booster. Especially if you sometimes have a bad connection, this app is going to help you out. I'll leave the link in the description for you to try it out. It makes a big difference, and you have to try it out for yourself to see it.